Welcome back, learners. We are starting chapter 11, that is light, shadows and reflection. We see many objects around us. On the way to school we see things like buses, cars, cycles, trees, animals and sometimes flowers. How do you think we see these objects? Think of same places at night. In completely dark, will you be able to see those objects? Suppose that you are going inside a completely dark room. Can you see the objects which has been placed there? Now, if you take a lighted candle or a torch, can you see those objects? So we can conclude that without light things cannot be seen, and light helps us to see the objects. The torch bulb is an object that gives out its own light. The sun is another familiar object that gives its own light. During daytime, the light of sun allows us to see all the objects in our surrounding clearly. So students, we can conclude that objects like sun that give out or emit their own light, they are known as luminous objects. Now we will group all the objects in our surrounding into transparent, opaque and translucent category. We have studied it earlier as well. Have a look on this child. He is trying to find out whether the object in his hand is transparent, translucent or opaque just by observing the object that do or do not allow light to pass through it. Okay, let's understand it properly. If we cannot see through an object at all, such object will be called opaque object. For example, wall, furniture, our body. So these are some of the opaque objects. If you are able to see clearly through an object, it is allowing light to go through it. That will be a transparent object like window pane, water. There are some objects through which we can see but not so clearly. Such objects are known as translucent objects. Polythene, fog, these are some example of translucent things around us. Now students, whenever an opaque object come in front of light, then shadow forms in the opposite direction of the source of light. Okay, you can see some shadows, you must be familiar. Can you find the object whose shadow it is? It seems like a tree. And what about this? A rectangular? Probably of some book, house. So, students, what exactly are shadows, we have to understand it. For that I have given you one explanation that whenever an opaque objects come in the path of light, it blocks the light, okay, and light get reflected from it, and on the back side, in the opposite side, there you will see a dark, that is the shadow. Now we will see some more shadows. Have a look on this picture. A shadow is obtained only on a screen. This child is just putting torch on the other one and you can see the shadow on the screen. Okay? Students, shadows give us some information about the shape of objects. Sometimes shadow mislead us about the shape of object. Have a look on this picture. Here you can see few shadows that can be created with our hands and make believe that they are shadow of different animals. Isn't it interesting? So have fun, try all these shadows, and we will study more about this chapter in upcoming videos. That's all for today.